So what's happening, pal? I am Mark Goodwin, and for this edition of our What's Happening, Pal podcast, where I interview the movers and the shakers and the people of interest in our community, I've got Monica Torrence here with me. Thank you for joining me, Monica.
Thank you, Mark. It's great to see you and everybody out there. How you doing? You said movers and shakers. I don't know about that, but I'm a heavy lifter. I lift those mattresses quite often.
You're very strong, but you're a mover and shaker, Monica. I see you out and about
Yeah.
all the time. You are really involved in the community. You touch a lot of people. You know a lot of people, and I'm glad you're willing to take a couple minutes to talk with me.
Absolutely. Well, it's a great place to live and work.
Yes, it is. So tell me a little bit about Mattress Warehouse of Central Ohio. I know you've been around a few years. You've made a couple changes along the way. So, just tell me a little overview about that.
Sure. Well, we've been here in Powell since 2017, always in the same location over there where the farmers market is held on Grace, and always been by appointment. And people are always asking, well, why do you do it by appointment? Why don't you have regular retail hours?
Yeah, that is unique.
It is unique, and I get that. And I started it initially because my kids were still in school and I wanted to work while they were in school. But I quickly learned that people prefer the appointment style because they're not battling with other shoppers for what mattress to try or the salesperson's attention or any of those types of things. They get a complete private appointment for 30 to 60 minutes. Now that begs the question, private appointment, it must be more expensive, right? And sometimes people think that as well. But it's actually a lot less expensive. In fact, my mattresses sell for about 50 to 80% less than retail.
Wow.
So why is that? Because I have no
Why
salespeople.
is it, Monica?
I don't have any salespeople sitting around all day from, typically 10 in the morning to late at night. So I don't have to pay any salespeople. I don't have a big 20,000 square foot fancy showroom. I've got a warehouse space over here. It has a nice clean showroom. You've been there. So people can lay down, they try everything out. And then if they want to take it home that day, I have it right there to take home that day or deliver. And then the last reason it's so inexpensive is I don't do TV and radio commercials. All my business...
You do podcasts.
I do podcasts, yes.
Right.
And all my business has come from social media contacts, people I know through the organizations I'm involved in, or now a lot of referral. Families who bought with me 7 years ago are sending siblings, children, grandparents, things like that.
Yeah. It is it's a unique experience. The first time, because I've bought a mattress there. I've been to your shop, and at first I thought, is that going to be just me in there? Am I going to feel pressure? Is that going to feel a little weird? Or it's the exact opposite.
Thank you.
Yeah,
it's
an easy way to do it. As you say, you can lay on all the different mattresses. You don't have other people in the store looking at you laying on the mattress, right?
Right.
So
that's uncomfortable.
It can be uncomfortable. So it was kind of a real easy way to try out a whole bunch of different ones.
Yeah.
And without feeling any pressure or anything. And I think it worked out great.
Thank you. I know I had a customer last night, and this really hit some things home to me. She's one of many that I've helped who's got a parent or both parents going into assisted living or memory care. And the parents come and they're walking with a cane or a walker or in a wheelchair. And in most retail stores, that's difficult for them to get around and then maneuver themselves into and out of beds, mattresses. In my place, since it's very wide, it accommodates wheelchairs and all that, but it's also just you and your family. And so she told me afterwards, she gave me a hug and she said, this was the best experience. My parents were so nervous to buy something. And
that
I
feels
love
good,
being able
doesn't
to,
it?
oh my gosh, it was wonderful. Yeah, I love helping like that.
So how do you choose it seems like there are a lot of mattress brands out there, and you can order them and they come in a little box if you want, and they unfold at your house.
Yeah.
What's the difference or the same and different between what you have to offer and what I might get at another shop or even order online?
Oh, great question. So let's touch on overall first. The bed in the box concept you mentioned, where you get a mattress in a box, take it home, and it expands. Fairly new, meaning within the last 10 to 15 years that came about. And it really started because of people in high rises in New York City. Mattress delivery companies couldn't get queens and kings up these tight stairways, 4 flights up, and they didn't want to. The delivery guys didn't want to do that. So they quickly came up with foam mattress concepts that could squish down and go into a box. Basically, they're manufactured, then they go to a rolling machine that rolls it, compresses it, tightly shrink wraps it, and then fits it into a box and ships it. And so that was a great alternative for people in high rises. However, mattresses then weren't super good quality. They've really
Well, that's what
evolved.
I was going to ask. When I thought about if you can squish my mattress down and put it in a box, what am I sleeping on?
Yes.
And how good of a mattress is that?
Yes. I didn't realize this before I got into the business, but the mattress industry is really high tech, and they do a ton of research, and there's new innovations every year. And so now the ones you buy in the box, I sell some luxury brands that are even in a box. Not many, because they're typically much thicker mattresses, but there are several. And so the question you asked me about, like, what's different brand-wise or offerings-wise, product-wise, I go to the International Bedding Show every year. You're right, there's over 900 mattress manufacturers in the U.S. alone.
No kidding.
And many of them have anywhere from 5 to 25 different brands they offer. So I lay down on a lot of mattresses. My business partner and I check them all out. We basically know what kind of Central Ohioans are looking for, and we want to offer enough variety that anything from a really hard as a rock firm mattress to a super plush, but yet very supportive mattress. So we have a wide variety, but it's not overwhelming. You go to some of these big 20,000 square foot places and they have 40 or 50 mattresses to try. I'll probably have at most at any one time about 26. And so,
That's a fair amount though.
It's still a lot. Yeah, it's a good selection. But I talked to you before. Remember we talked about
that's right.
How do you sleep? Do you have back pain? Do you have hip pain? What's going on? And that helps me narrow down those 26 to what I think might help you best with your health issues or your sleep issues.
Yeah. Okay. So, and we are always inundated with ads around different holidays from the mattress places. Or all of a sudden, that weekend, for some reason, you can get a great price.
Yes.
But it seems, I'm guessing your prices don't do that. You're kind of consistent. You've got the same good low price all year long.
Yes.
Not just special Labor Day sale.
Right. We don't mess with that. I really want to do business in a fair way. And I have to make money, so there's definitely a profit, but I don't like it when I feel like I just bought this great $4,000 mattress and now it's on sale for $2,000 next week. I don't feel good about that as a consumer. I don't feel good about that as a business owner either. And so what I do is, because I can save so much on how much I buy and the location I'm at is very low rent and I have lower overhead. So yes, my prices are exactly the same year round. So you don't have to take Memorial Day and leave your family and go shop for a mattress or do that on the 4th of July. You can do it any day of the year by appointment and still get the best price.
So let's back up a little bit.
Okay.
You had a career before the Mattress Warehouse.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
What was that one? And then what made you go from doing that prior career into the Mattress Warehouse business?
So my prior career was all in software and technology. And we moved here from out of state because of my husband's business. And so I was doing some part-time work in that area and in publishing for a little while. And then I had friends actually who had bought into a franchise mattress business and were looking to sell it. And because of some of the connections I had made through the publishing business, they asked if I could help them sell that business. And I didn't know anything about a mattress business. So I came in to look at it and, be able to talk more knowledgeably about it, and learned about it. And within a week of talking with them, I said, I want to buy your business. And they were, looking to get out pretty quickly. So within 30 days, it transitioned.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
Kind of a serendipitous way to get into something completely new. Did you ever think you'd be selling mattresses?
Never. But you want to know what's really funny about this, Mark? As I was in negotiations with them, finalizing details and things like that, at their home one night, all of a sudden I remembered my father was a design engineer for Beauty Rest Simmons mattresses back in the day.
How about that?
Way long ago. Isn't that funny?
It is. How about that? So is this the first business that you've owned?
Yes. pretty much. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Mhm.
Okay. So what were some of the challenges in getting started? It was a franchise. So I suppose that the business model was in place already, right?
Yeah, and Chip and Rebecca, the people I had bought it from, had done an outstanding job putting best practices businesses together.
Hmm.
I have a business background and I've helped with business consulting types of things before. So I knew the business aspect, I didn't know the mattress aspect. So the challenge for me was, why is one mattress better than another?
Hmm.
And which one fits Mark better and which one's better for me? And as customers come in, how do I figure out what's the best mattress for them and tell them what to lay on and try? So it was more that challenge. And because it was a franchise, they sort of dictated, here are the brands you're going to carry, here's the models you're going to carry, and here's the prices you're going to set. And that's why I ultimately ended up leaving the franchise and starting my own business under the Mattress Warehouse of Central Ohio name, because I felt like, the franchise was saying every dealer across the country has to carry these same brands.
Hmm.
But I quickly realized that wasn't right for all of Central Ohio.
But you'd learned enough working with the franchise. You feel like I can run this and I don't need,
Yeah. It's
the
not
Big
rocket
Brother
science, Mark.
franchise. Okay.
Yes.
Hmm. Um, so I've noticed you seem to be really good at networking, and your marketing it must be working for you, and you're getting a lot of referrals. So what are some of the failures and successes you've experienced as you've tried to market your business?
Well, marketing is fun. I think it's fun. But it's a lot of trial and error. You have to try a lot of things to see what works, what doesn't. But the most important thing is you have to track it.
Hmm.
So when customers call me and set an appointment, or when they go on my website and set an appointment, it asks, how did you hear about me?
Yeah.
When they come in to see me, I always ask them, how did you hear about me? And I write that down. There's a form on the top of my invoice where I mark it off. Because that's the only way. If you track your numbers, you'll know what does well for you, what doesn't. So I've tried a lot of different things. I've quickly learned that social media is the way to go. I pretty much guessed that going into it back in 2017, but it's even more so now, and more people rely on Google reviews or reviews in general. And in this area, Facebook, pages like the Powell Bubble Facebook, or more specific Facebook pages. Marketplace is still good, but more people rely on what their friends and neighbors are saying.
And you seem to stay pretty much on top of what's changing in the social media and the social media marketing. So I know my own experience, I'll try something and maybe it works, but it quickly doesn't work. It all has it works for a little while, but then if you don't stay on top of what may be changing in some of the algorithms on Facebook, it quickly doesn't work.
Yeah.
So how do you keep on top of that?
Well, that could be a full-time job in itself, right?
Yeah.
I subscribe to a couple of newsletters that send information. I can't read everything they send. They send several times a week. But I kind of scan it and see what they're saying, what needs to be done differently. When videos were doing better in Facebook, I quickly caught on to that and started doing that, or reels a certain way. And, there's like trends in social media that happen that they want you to capture, and then they boost your posts up a little bit higher.
It seems like there's so much to track. I'm interested, and then I lose interest. I'm interested, and then I lose it, because it seems like I'm always chasing an answer, or chasing success with social media.
Yeah. I think for me, I think my software background, prior to mattresses, has helped a lot, because I was always interested in technology.
Yeah.
But I can see why a lot of businesses come up and all they'll do is manage all your social media. Because as a business owner, I do spend a lot of time on that. I like doing it though, but lots of business owners don't. And they say, I can't keep up with it. It's exhausting. I don't know what's right or wrong. And I don't want to spend money on the wrong thing. Right?
That's true.
So they'd rather spend money on a social media person that can help pull all that together for them.
Yeah. Well, in addition to the social media, it seems like you're pretty active in the community. I know.
Yeah.
I mean, we do a lot of stuff together in the chamber, right? So I see you there, but I know you do more than that as well. What are some of the other things that you're involved with in Powell?
Well, I love being involved in Powell. First of all, I live in Powell. I work in Powell. I think the Powell business community, as you know, it's wonderful. Everybody supports everybody else. And the people that live in Powell, it blows me away how supportive they are of local businesses, how they all want to shop local. And I love that. And so I enjoy giving back to them. So I do things with the high school. I think you have done that as well. So with the high school, with the chamber, of course, I also work with a lot of local realtor groups. And at first people are like, why do you do that? But realtors sell houses. And when people buy a house, they usually want a new mattress. So it seems to make a lot of sense. And then realtors themselves sleep and they need a new mattress every now and then. So if they have a good experience, then they'll refer their customers and their friends. So I do
insurance agents like me, we don't sleep.
No, you don't. You guys are too busy. You got a lot of paperwork to do. So those are some organizations. And then my church and the Girl Scouts, I've been heavily involved with that when my daughters were growing up. And I haven't been a leader or anything recently, but I'm actually doing a promotion with them this month. Starts tomorrow. They sell cookies, right? And those cookie sales start tomorrow and they run through March. So I'm doing a promotion for any Girl Scout that wants to come in her uniform with a parent, give me her sales pitch, because I'm a business person and I'm female and I encourage that with young girls. Come on in, give me your sales pitch. I will buy a box. Don't tell them yet. I'll buy a box of cookies from them regardless. And they have a donate to the troops fund. So if you buy a box of cookies, but you don't want to eat them, you can actually donate them and they ship them overseas to our troops.
Very cool.
So I'm going to do that for any Girl Scout that comes in between now and the end of cookie
That's a great idea.
Thank you.
And which cookie's your favorite?
Oh, that's so hard. Thin Mints.
Thin Mints is
top of the list. And then I think Samoa's. I really like those too. The caramely ones with the little coconut on
Thin Mints, but I like to freeze them.
Oh, me too.
Isn't that the best?
They're the best in the freezer. Yeah. And my daughter will even take them and smash them and put them on ice cream, and that's pretty good too. Let's smash the frozen ones on ice cream.
Yeah, great idea.
Yeah.
Okay. So I know you've got some interests outside of business too. I've seen some of the trips that you like to take and some of the hiking that you do. Yeah. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I've got some friends that we all want to go see as many national parks as possible. So every year we pick one or two. Or in the case of last year, I went to Utah in October. So last year, I guess the 4th day of the new year. And there's 5 kind of right at the southern part of Utah. And you can just drive from one to the next to the next. So we took a whole week and we went to all of them.
Wow.
So we hit 5 right off. In fact, one of my friends gave me this for Christmas. This is Parks of the U.S., and then it comes with stickers, and you can put a sticker on
when you've
every
gone,
park
you put the sticker on it.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
That's awesome.
So my goal is to fill that bottle with stickers.
I love that.
Yeah, so we do that every year.
It's a great idea.
Thanks.
All right. Well, what else would you like people to know, maybe about yourself or about your business or about mattresses?
Oh my gosh. About mattresses, I got a fun one for you. Do you ever go on social media and one of your neighbors is on there? We're ready to buy a new mattress. What brand is best?
Yes.
You see that?
Yes.
I see it a lot. I get customers walking in asking me that often. And what I want to tell people is it's not what brand is best, because that customer may have bought a brand, that person posting bought a brand and they love it. And they're going to try and sell you on this fabulous mattress that they sleep on. But their body type, shape, size, their sleep habits might be nothing like yours. So that fabulous mattress for them may not be good for you. May not be the
best for me.
So what I like to tell people instead is ask instead your friend or social media, where did you buy your last mattress and what was your experience like? Did you get good customer service before, during, and after? Did you feel pressure? How was the pricing? Did they deliver on time? Did you get what you ordered? That kind of a thing. That's a little more important than what's the best mattress brand out there.
Yeah, it's the best fit for you.
Yeah, exactly. People don't think about that a lot, but it's like a shoe, right?
Yeah.
Every shoe's different for every person.
That's true. You got to try them on.
Yeah.
Walk in them a little bit.
That. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
like
and
that.
in my experience at your store, that was, I remember I laid down on a bunch of different ones. And it didn't take very long for me to say, Monica, I like this one and this one.
Yeah.
Right. And
Yeah.
then we talked about the pros and cons, and it wasn't hard to make a decision. So,
Good.
yeah, I
Good.
see your point. And what about, I know you said you deliver.
Yes.
And you can deliver same day. What about my old mattress I may be replacing?
And you want us to get rid of it for you?
Yeah. Well, what do I do with it?
So I work with the Furniture Bank of Central Ohio and the Finding Hope Columbus Furniture Bank right here in Powell.
Oh.
And they will take newish kind of or gently used mattresses, meaning if there's no rips, tears, or stains on the mattress or very minor stain, they'll take it. So what we'll do for the customer is after we deliver and set up your new items, we'll take your old and drop it off at the furniture banks for you.
Okay.
So it doesn't go into a landfill. Now, sometimes a mattress is in really bad shape, then we will wrap it up in plastic for you and put it at your curb or in your garage for your garbage disposal to pick up.
Okay. Wow. So you've got a great solution for that.
We try. Yeah.
All right. So on a little more personal note.
Yeah.
What's something you might be binge watching on TV right now?
Oh my gosh.
What do you
That's
like?
a great question. Okay. On Netflix, there's a show. It may be old. I don't know how long it's been out there. It's called The Lincoln Lawyer. Have you seen it?
Oh, yeah. I have loved The Lincoln Lawyer.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I mean, it was a movie first, right?
Yes. I didn't see the movie.
Yeah, it was a movie first and then the series. But yeah, go ahead.
Okay, did you watch the whole
I've watched
series?
it, yeah.
3 years of it? Okay. And now they're waiting to decide whether or not they're going to renew it for a fourth season. They better, because that cliffhanger, do you remember what happened?
I know.
Oh
there has to be another one.
There has to be. How can that happen? Yeah, so I love that. And I think it only took me a month to watch all 3 seasons. So, oops.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about a favorite book?
There's a lot of favorite. I love to read. I'm in a book
Well, how
club.
about a recent one?
A recent really good one I read, completely like anything I hadn't read before, Oil and Marble. And it's about oil is Da Vinci and marble is Michelangelo.
Okay.
And it's it's like a historical fiction. So a lot of the dates, times, places are all accurate. The actual language and dynamic relationship between the two guys, a little bit of that's fictional. But I didn't realize they were contemporaries. They lived in Florence at the same time. Michelangelo was 25, Da Vinci was 50-ish. And there was a battle between these two guys about artwork and commissions. And
interesting.
It was fascinating. And it was, like I said, it's fiction. It was historical fiction, but it was so interesting. And it had been recommended to me by someone, and I've since passed it on to others because it was a really good book. Quick read, really interesting.
Oil and Granite.
Oil and Marble.
Oil and Marble, okay.
Right. Michelangelo and Marble, yeah. Oil and Marble.
Interesting. And finally, because you know I'm a music guy.
Yes.
What kind of music? What's a favorite of yours?
I'd have to say instrumental jazz. I do love jazz. I like a lot of music. My business partner likes country, so recently I've been listening to more country than before. My kids love country too, but I like more like contemporary country. I don't know if they're country rock, maybe? Is that what it's called?
You know what? Country is not something I know a lot about.
Okay.
I mean, you mentioned jazz. I'm a big jazz guy. Classic rock I love. R&B I like. Old school R&B I like.
Classic rock I love.
Classical music I love. You know, but
depends what I'm doing mostly.
Yeah, right.
You know, if I'm working or studying, not studying, but working or like doing some thoughtful stuff, then I'll do classical music.
Me too.
Usually helps. Yeah.
When I'm working here at my desk, I have classical music on.
When I'm cooking, classic rock, this country rock stuff, whatever, something like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Monica, thank you for sitting down with me for a little bit. I appreciate your time.
This was fun, Mark.
I always enjoy talking to you.
Yeah,
absolutely.
All right.
Well, thank you, Powell. And thank you, Monica.
Thank you.